Hi, my name is Justine Riley, and I lead a team of automation specialists at Salesforce. I'm excited to kick off our demonstration, which was built with zero code in just a few days on our industry-leading end-to-end automation platform, incorporating mobile, desktop, and Slack. Come along with me on a journey to see firsthand how Electron Motors, a fictional car company, transformed business operations by leveraging Salesforce Flow's zero-code end-to-end automation platform capabilities. The Electron Motors team built a customer-facing app to support their exclusive test drive event, and now wants to provide customers the ease of ordering a vehicle online. One of the opportunities in crafting an end-to-end vehicle buying experience is connecting disparate systems with the power of the Salesforce platform. Notifications and workflows form the backbone of the entire vehicle buying experience, which includes gathering customer data and preferences, loan approvals, inventory management, and logistics. This complex, multi-user, multi-departmental process is a perfect fit for Salesforce Flow Orchestration, which provides the ability to configure one single unified parent process that organizes sub-processes across people, systems, and time. This orchestration coordinates multiple background and interactive steps and is easily configured by an administrator to streamline this process across every system and team. So let's begin by showing you how an admin used Salesforce Flow to automate and streamline this process. It's worth noting that these processes can take many different forms, from real-time triggered flows using Data Cloud or platform events to ad hoc case management patterns, as with incident management. Here you see the entire top-down vehicle purchase orchestration. As a Salesforce admin for Electron Motors, I collaborated with the process owner to model the entire vehicle buying experience. The process is triggered when a car is delivered and ready for a test drive. From there, a customer of Electron Motors can sign up via their app to schedule an appointment with a sales agent. After the customer's driver's license is validated using an RPA process, a quote is automatically created and delivered to the customer. Upon approval, the customer can select whether they require financing, and if so, a loan officer is automatically assigned and the loan submission process is kicked off via an RPA bot. After the loan is approved, an order is automatically created in SAP and NetSuite. Then the vehicle is prepared for delivery. The service manager receives confirmation of the delivery and the customer gets his new car. Finally, a satisfaction survey is sent to make sure Electron Motors incorporates any customer feedback going forward. Let's take a detailed look behind the scenes at how this flow orchestration was designed. From the setup menu in Salesforce, I can easily orchestrate a single end-to-end process with many sub-processes without having to write code. Of course, you can extend these capabilities at any time with Apex, so this platform serves citizen and professional developers alike. Behind each of the stages in the vehicle purchase orchestration is a series of interactive processes guiding the right user at the right time through a task or background process. For example, if we take a look at the test drive stage, we see two types of processes happening. And for each process within a stage, I was able to choose whether they ran simultaneously or sequentially. The first is a background process that automatically assigns a sales agent. Just below is an interactive process to schedule a test drive assigned to the customer, which allows them to provide relevant data into the process. When assigning this step to a specific user, all permissions defined in user profiles and permission sets are applied to ensure that the user cannot access any restricted information. The third step involves checking the validity of the customer's driver's license. This validation has to happen on an external system, which is why I'm using an external API that I was able to add without writing any code. How did I do that? What you're looking at here is the Mulesoft Anypoint platform, which gives me the ability to connect any application anywhere, cloud, hybrid, on-prem, and handle complex transformations and events at massive scale. From Anypoint Exchange, the marketplace for reusable building blocks, including connectors, APIs, RPA processes, and industry templates, this is automatically available as an API in Exchange. This API was built by my IT team in Anypoint and now is made available as a reusable asset. Since Mulesoft is natively integrated into Salesforce, I can authenticate into the Anypoint platform directly. And with just a few clicks, I can reuse the APIs published in Exchange as an invocable action, which itself is a reusable building block across the Salesforce platform. This is then available right within the orchestration, and the best thing is that none of this required any code. We apply the same approach to RPA processes. Every RPA process is also abstracted as an API and can be reused in the orchestration or other tools like Einstein chatbots. Here, we are using an invocable action that triggers an RPA process, leveraging our inbuilt IDP capabilities to extract data from the driver's license and validate it. After our test drive, the customer wants to move forward with the purchasing process. This stage involves two interactive steps. One, to create a quote with all the relevant details. The second, to send the quote to the customer. What's really powerful about all these processes working together is that the data from one can provide context for another. Let's take a deeper look at that by jumping right into Flow Builder, where I was able to create this process by dragging and dropping a combination of interactions, logic, and data. Users can also extend the declarative capabilities at any time using Apex. In addition to these capabilities, Salesforce can handle complex rules, and the Get Vehicle Price subflow is where our business rules engine is working its magic. The BRE performs complex lookups and calculations in order to return an initial price based on the customer's preferences and the quoting rules. The rep can then use this data, along with choosing the payment type, to customize the quote even further. If I open the loan calculator screen flow, we see various components that need to react to the rep's input in real time in order to ensure a streamlined experience without making them do any additional calculations. Once the customer receives the personalized quote, I've added a decision component that gives them the option of moving forward or not. If the customer chooses financing, the process continues there by automatically assigning a loan officer and sending them a notification for approval. Upon approval, a couple background processes kick off that automate interactions with a legacy system using RPA. Our platform has comprehensive RPA capabilities to enable sophisticated sub-processing. We are taking a unique perspective on the market by instantiating RPA processes to be composable building blocks that can be reused and orchestrated as part of an end-to-end process. This also means we can wire up RPA processes to any custom UX to support many unintended or attended RPA use cases, and coupled with orchestration and decisioning, could enable autonomous worker assistance to be programmatically allocated work. Our RPA solution is BPMN compliant and provides granular permissions and a strong governance model so our team of citizen and builder personas can easily collaborate. In this case, we built an RPA bot that starts and checks the status of the loan submission without having to write any code. I can use the RPA Manager, the cloud-based control plane, to build and manage my bot with full lifecycle management support involving different stakeholders with fine-grained control. Here is the loan submission process, which is currently in the production phase. If we take a look at the BPMN diagram for this process, we see that each step is backed by a workflow running on the bot's machine. Once the build is complete, I publish to this RPA Manager where it can be further tested and deployed to prod. Furthermore, I can publish this RPA bot as an API building block into Exchange and allow other teams to reuse it, and that's what we'll be doing from our orchestration process. I can now access loan data and take action on a legacy system that was difficult to connect to because it lacked APIs. Next up is the order vehicle stage. Everything in this stage happens automatically via background processes. Let's take a look at the process of connecting to NetSuite specifically and how I accomplish that without writing a line of code. As you can see, these NetSuite steps are nested in this stage alongside SAP steps that are orchestrated through Anypoint. This is sophisticated multimodal endpoint orchestration in action. Using Flow integration, I was able to choose from over 30 pre-built connectors, or I can call any REST-based HTTP connector. In this instance, I chose Create or Update NetSuite Invoice for the associated posted invoice record template to jumpstart the integration with NetSuite. The easy-to-use wizard made connecting Salesforce and NetSuite environments fast. In fact, many of our internal citizen developers have built their own automations because it's so easy to use. Connecting to NetSuite is hard, and to make it possible without writing code is really powerful. Once built out, I can publish this flow to Exchange, and in no time it's ready to be used in the larger orchestrated process. Next up in our orchestration is the delivery team's workflow. If we take a quick look at this background step, it's actually a workflow happening within Slack. In Slack, I know that's where we'll get the fastest response time. This process sends a notification to the team to start delivery validation, which can be completed directly in Slack. Last, I complete the entire process by building in the sales team and customer follow-up. The first step is a background step that will notify the sales team of the completed order, and next we'll send the customer a survey. Meanwhile, all the data on this customer and their order, plus any other data that we have from across the enterprise, is being aggregated and harmonized in Data Cloud. Data Cloud is a critical component of our digital process automation offering, as data can be managed in batch or streamed from a variety of sources, enabling real-time insights to be derived and acted on. This enables Electron Motors to reason over this data in real time or with AI and bring intelligence and relevance to every step of this business process. Now that we've configured our flow orchestration, we'll jump into our Lightning App Builder. I just need to embed an interactive component for the customer and employee on both a record page and app, and to do that, I'm going to drag and drop it where I need it. This work guide is smart. It knows which user it's being used by, and it knows the state of the orchestration. At company headquarters, Electron's leadership will want to review reports to see how our vehicle buying experiences are tracking. Let's take a look at our vehicle purchasing report. I can click on a vehicle to see a full log of each run, to check how long each step is taking, and whether it's stopped or running. This helps me identify any bottlenecks in the process, and I can adjust accordingly. This is how Salesforce Flow gave me the tools to build a single, unified process that coordinates multiple background and interactive subprocesses across people, systems, and time. Our team is really stoked with the end result and are already imagining how to build more customer and employee experiences that streamline our operations. Now, let's see how the flow orchestration we created as a Salesforce admin for the vehicle purchasing process transformed the customer and employee experience by making it so much faster and smarter. Jelani, a father of two conscious about the environment, signed up a few weeks ago to be one of the first to test drive the new Flash 2024 vehicle from Electron Motors. He jumped into the Electron Motors website, powered by Salesforce Experience Cloud, on his mobile device. It was possible to build this experience just once because of the responsive design patterns in our app builder. On the Electron Motors mobile site, he selects the vehicle he wants to test drive. He begins filling out the form and scheduling his test drive for next week, then uploads a copy of his driver's license. Once he selects complete, he gets a notification that his test drive is confirmed. A week later, Jelani is asked how the test drive experience went and if he's interested in purchasing the vehicle. He loved it, and his survey results show it. He's now ready to move forward. He uses Electron Motors Configurator to customize his vehicle with the model, battery capacity, features, and payment option he'd prefer before sending it off to get a quote. On the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the sales rep's experience. Will, the assigned sales rep, sees a notification pointing him to Salesforce Robust Vehicle Case Object, which supports everything from customer complaints, queries, and incidents to requests and so much more. Because it's highly customizable, it's the perfect tool to help him be more productive. This case view can also be augmented with capabilities like our next best action recommendations powered by AI. By opening the to-do list, which is always available in the utility bar, the sales rep can see, sort, and organize his tasks to help identify what requires his attention. Here we see the work item has been automatically pushed to the sales rep to create a vehicle purchase order for Jelani. Within the work guide, which is provided out of the box with Flow Orchestration, Will also sees that Jelani has requested a quote and the system has pre-populated the price, so he doesn't even need to look it up. Jelani also selected that he would like to apply for financing. Because he's putting $5,000 down and eligible for 5% off, that opens up some flexibility with his financing options. Since Jelani is a loyal customer, Will adjusts the loan terms to reduce his monthly payment to about $800. As he adjusts the term, he can see in real time the monthly payment adjust as well. As you know, being able to build these type of reactive experiences with truly no code needing to be written is very powerful. Will sees a quick recap of the loan agreement before submitting for approval to the financing team, and a quote is automatically sent to Jelani. On the right-hand side mobile experience, you can see that Jelani receives a real-time notification letting him know his quote is ready for review and approval. He selects the box to move forward with an offer. Abby, the loan officer, on the left-hand side, gets a notification that Jelani has accepted the terms so she can approve it from her side, which automatically sends it through the back-end manufacturing process and on to the delivery team. Due to our Flow orchestration, we have kicked off an RPA process behind the scenes. You can now see that RPA bot executing the loan submission in our legacy banking system. Do you remember when you first bought a car and you had to fill everything out manually by hand multiple times? Well, the RPA bot is automatically filling out the price, name, and all the details of the vehicle. Everything that's required. While this RPA process is running, in parallel, the Electron Motors vehicle purchasing process is also updating NetSuite for the finance department and SAP for manufacturing. So we've kicked off processes to update those systems via our orchestration background processes to create a sales order for the finance team and a work order for our manufacturing team. The next step in the orchestration pushes a Slack message to the delivery team, letting them know they can schedule the new order for shipment. The order is now in the processing phase and the vehicle is ready to be delivered to Jelani. Without leaving Slack, one of the delivery team members is notified of the order ID and confirms the order. Jelani receives his new customized car and he's ecstatic. When Jelani receives the customer satisfaction survey, he gives the team rave reviews for such a seamless and fast experience. On the left-hand side, you can see that Will, the sales rep, will be notified real-time that delivery for Jelani's vehicle is complete. He updates the status to ownership, completing the full vehicle buying experience. You have just witnessed how Salesforce Flow transformed the customer and employee experience by making it significantly more efficient and enjoyable for both parties. Electron Motors was able to orchestrate a complex, long-running process that significantly reduced the amount of manual tasks and handoffs across teams and systems, whilst reducing the chance of errors and improving the speed and predictability of service delivery. The breadth and adoption of our low-code process orchestration tools, tightly coupled with the depth of our endpoint orchestration capabilities, enables companies like Electron Motors to connect and automate complex processes with less effort and resources. Of course, customer engagement doesn't end once the car is purchased. This is really just the beginning. Using unified profile data from across the Customer 360, Electron Motors leveraged Data Cloud to see that Jelani is an outdoorsman, and we will offer him an accessory discount for a new roof rack to bring his new car and his kayak on a future family adventure. In parallel, Electron Motors automatically launched a customer journey to help Jelani be successful getting started with his new vehicle, address any issues or routine maintenance over the years, and find his next car when the time is right.